Look, your content might be amazing, but if your watch time is low, YouTube does not care. I hate to be the one to break it to you. Let's get into watch time and how we can fix it, because a lot of people tell me, Bree, I'm getting so many subscribers when I use shorts. Guys, shorts aren't counting towards your watch time. So if you're struggling with watch hours and watch time, you have to figure out how you can get people that are subscribing from shorts to actually watch the long form content. Hi guys, welcome back to the Purpose Brand Management YouTube channel. I am Bree, the founder of Purpose Brand Management. This is a channel to help creators all sizes, entrepreneurs, business owners, to help them with their online presence and to just overall make better content. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit the subscribe, make sure you turn on the bell, and of course, follow me on TikTok. So just like TikTok, just like YouTube, if your videos are not keeping people watching, that is a red flag to YouTube. If they suggest a video on your behalf on the Explore page, and they see that people are clicking off at the same place early, the beginning of the video, the drop-off rate is insane, they're not gonna keep pushing the video. Think of YouTube like as your employer, right? Let's say your manager, the CEO is coming in, right? And the manager has to make this grandiose presentation and they wanna use their best employee to do so, right? So they're gonna pick the employee that they know, like, okay, if we let this employee do this presentation for the CEO is gonna love it, right? That's what you would do in that position. So let's say YouTube's the CEO. What if you, as the manager, pick the employee who's always running late, who just does not have a good record? Why on earth would the manager put that employee in front of the CEO? YouTube is thinking the same thing. Why on earth would we consistently keep pushing this video to Explore pages just for it to get bad performance? Once you understand it like that, now you can say, how can I make the video better? Because YouTube will never push out videos that have poor watch time, poor retention rate. And let's be real, YouTube does not care about how many watch hours and time you get. Their sole purpose of their existence is to keep people watching videos on YouTube. They don't want people hopping off. They don't want people going to fold their laundry. They want for your video to end and the next suggested video for them to click. They want you to have a playlist on go so that people watch 8 hours of your content in one sitting. That is their primary goal. Imagine two videos, right? One video has 10,000 views and another video has 2,000 views. For the 10,000 view video, everyone clicks off after the 30-second mark. But for the 2,000 view video, 80% of the people watch the videos in its entirety, which is crazy because a lot of people typically don't do that. Well, who do you think YouTube will push? Views do not matter, and I will die on this hill. And this is typically where people find the frustration, because they're like, I feel like my videos, they don't get that many views. They're stuck. My YouTube channel is stuck. YouTube will only promote videos that have good retention. That is a piece of why a video stays on the Explore page. If you can't provide that, your video will be buried in the noise, and that is why you're not seeing views. So first, I just want to give you some red flags to look for in your own channel to see, maybe this is why my watch time is low and this is how I can fix it. So let's go into those red flags. So if you're seeing the most obvious, in my opinion, which is the high click-through rate but low views, 99% of the time it is because the title and thumbnail did not deliver on what the video was actually about. And this is a really big issue that I see a lot of the time. When you're thinking of titles and thumbnails, yes, you want to gag the girls. You want to give the gag event. You want to do something to reel them in. But make sure that whatever you're using is aligned with the video, right? You don't want to have a video like "Watch me break up with my girlfriend" as the title, and then like it's like that, you know how people could be extra with the thumbnails, but you're following me. And you watch the video and it's a vlog of this person and their girlfriend on a date at an ice cream shop. You're gonna be like, what on earth? Within that first minute, and you see that there's no drama, there's no tea, and everything is good and fine, you're gonna click off the video, right? So whenever you're thinking about how can I make a fire title and thumbnail, yes, that should be the first thought, but make sure that it is a clear representation of what you'll be discussing in the video. Now, this is where clickbait comes in, right? Everyone gets mad when they see a video and it has nothing to do with what they saw in the thumbnail. Keep that in mind. That is a big reason why you're seeing not so many watch hours. Now, Another big thing, the first 30 seconds on YouTube are crucial. I need you guys to get to the point. So check your analytics section in your studio and go to that piece that says retention rate. Click on that first 30 seconds. How many people are still watching at 7 seconds? How many people are watching at 3 seconds? In a pretty healthy video, you'll see a normal steadily decline, right? That's just typical. People's attention spans are the size of a rat. Right? So if you're seeing a normal steadily decrease and you start strong and you still have a good percentage of people watching after that 30-second mark, okay, this isn't for you. But if you're someone and you click on your video analytics and it goes like this, it just goes straight down within those first 30 seconds, find that exact moment where it just takes a pivot. Typically, you'll find that your hook wasn't strong enough. And here's the thing. A lot of people dismiss the hook advice because they feel like hooks are for education content. Like, let me show you how to gain 10,000 followers in a week. They think it's for the people who do parody and comedy challenges. I just broke up with my girlfriend. This is for the lifestyle influencer. This advice is for the beauty influencer. You don't just get to come on and say, hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the awesome Huda Beauty. Scratch it. Oh my goodness. We can't keep doing that. And I don't want to keep seeing that on people's channels because that you're taking up real estate with nonsense. The first 30 seconds of your video is real estate that needs to be sold immediately. The second you use that, you're taking your chances of people watching down. Like, why would you bid on that? Use a good hook every time. Even if like you're doing a get ready with me and you're doing a story time and you're talking to the girls, right? If you find something in that story time that you were excited about, you feel like people would be excited about, use a hook regarding that. So let's say in your get ready with me, you're talking about you finally flew first class in Emirates, right? Like, maybe at the beginning of the video, instead of you saying, hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be doing get ready with me. You could literally just say like, girl, Emirates charged me $1,000 for caviar on the flight. Let's get into it. You get what I'm saying? Like, that is so much more compelling than you introducing yourself for the 80th time on this channel. You need a strong hook every time, and that goes for every genre, every content pillar. There is no one that is excluded from that. And that will hurt your retention and therefore hurt your watch hours. So let's move to the next red flag. So just overall low like view duration, like people are only watching like 20 to 30% of your video. I would probably rethink the structure, the pacing, the timing, the cuts. Overall, how is the video, right? And there are a lot of things in my opinion that can help retention that I find. Typically when giving educational videos, people want the nitty gritty. They want to know the points. They don't want to hear that intro, whatever. So doing timestamps will help you out a lot because this is giving people an opportunity to already skip to what they want to hear. If they don't have that option, some people would just click off if, once again, the beginning is long, it's windy, they're not feeling it, right? But if they see, hey, I can skip here to where she's talking about that first class Emirates flight because this section says first class in Emirates, even though you're talking about a multitude of things, now they may be engaged for that whole section versus them hopping on at the beginning of that video and then they just clicked off because they didn't know when you was going to get to Emirates, right? So number one, utilize those chapter sections. That is not just for educational content because once again, a lot of people think, oh, you only need chapters like when you're actually trying to teach something. No, even in your lifestyle content, use transitional chapters that will help people and get the people who are maybe saw in your title, you said something about this is your dog's first dog show and they have a dog that they want to enter in the dog show, but it's a vlog style, right? So there's a bunch of stuff you're going to talk about in this 50-minute video, but maybe they just wanted to see that piece, right? And the awesome thing about using chapters is like, you may get people there for their own selfish interest, right? They may only come because they want to see how your dog did at his dog event, right? But maybe they end up actually liking you as a creator. They like your personality. They like how you come across. And now they're watching the rest of the sections versus you having no chapters. They're having to start at the beginning. They're skipping through and maybe they skip that part. Maybe they skip the best part of the doggy routine, right? Make it easier for the audience. That's just the biggest thing. And that will help your watch hours so much. Also, make sure you're not dragging. Get creative. If you're somebody who isn't really doing, of course, with educational content, people are here to learn. But if you're doing, you know, you're doing a parody skit, you're doing a challenge, you're doing Get Ready With Me, you're on a biking hike and, you know, you're filming yourself biking, use transitional clips. Make sure that there's something engaging going on like almost every 30 seconds, right? And I know that's annoying, that takes more editing, all the things, but it's like you just talking from start to finish, unless you're just providing 10 out of 10 value, a lot of people won't listen. They won't listen to that whole thing. So maybe use overlay here, use transitional music here, sound here, all these things. Make the videos better by adding and taking away things. We don't need to hear all your pauses, right? A lot of people will leave pauses, stumbles in the video. That is a turn off to a lot of people that will make them click off the video because they'll feel that it's dragging. Here's a good rule of thumb. If you feel like your video, okay, you're like, girl, okay, this kind of fast. I feel like I'm watching my video, it's kind of going fast. That is a good pace. Like if you feel like it's going fast, that is, people will prefer getting what they want quicker than not quicker, right? So do what you need to do to clip out the excess, because I see a lot, especially within vlogs, that need to be clipped. The beginnings run, the beginnings are running long. Once again, intros need to be very short. And when you are opening a video, once again, using that value piece, that big thing in the first 10 seconds, and then hopping into your intro and maybe reintroducing yourself, right? But you definitely don't want to spend that time introducing at the beginning. And here's a good rule of thumb when you're watching your video before you start really just chopping editing, right? When you go and watch your whole video through, every 30 seconds, I want you to pause your video and ask yourself, those last 30 seconds that I just watched, did I provide value? And this doesn't mean educational. Like, let's take education off the board. Did this actually entertain the people? Did this actually make someone laugh? Did this make someone aspire to be me? Like, did this make someone jealous of my lifestyle? Like, what are the goals of people watching the content you're producing? If that goal was not met in that 30-second time frame, does that piece in that video need to be there? Is that going to be an addition to the content, or does that need to be subtracted? Everything that you put out is either an addition or a subtraction, and you need to formulate your brain in that way. If it's not adding to what you're producing, take it away. Take it away. Your vlog don't got to be 50 minutes. The girls might be great with a 20-minute vlog. But you don't know, and the views are low, once again, because of some of the tips that I gave in my last vlog video, which I'll insert here if you're somebody who is a vlogger. But maybe it's because the retention is poor because you just carry on. There's about 20 minutes of excess that we don't need to see. So keep that in mind, guys. Everything when you're building watch hours is about what can I cut or what can I add to provide something for the audience to keep them watching. Once again, how can I keep them watching? Another great way is to hint in the beginning what you're going to give them, right? In all of my videos, I say, hey, in this video, we're going to talk about X, X, and X. And if you're somebody who's struggling with X, if you're doing X, X, and X, I'm going to give this to you, right? Bait them, hook and bait them, right? And once again, let's not use an educational content example. Like, once again, going back to our Emirates flight girl, right? Maybe her whole vlog is going to Thailand, right? But she's specifically taking a section in the middle talking about it, right? And you can be like, girl, even though that caviar was $50,000, you'll never believe how much I got, but stick with me, right? You'll never believe how much they gave me. Like, give them a reason, right? Now I'm like, ooh, wait, this girl spent 50K on caviar. Mind you, making this up. And she's like, you won't believe how much they gave me? Okay, let me just watch a little bit more just so I can see that part. You get what I'm saying? Give them something. Give them something, guys. Also, don't let viewers drift off towards the end. A lot of people see poor retention at the end of videos. Don't let them drift off. Provide something else at the end. I typically try to summarize my points, talk about dropping the secret emoji, talking about like, here's what you'll gain if you apply this knowledge, X and X. Maybe not using educational content example. Like, once again, going back to Caviar Girl. Caviar Girl has landed in Thailand, and maybe she knows, okay, I just landed in Thailand. I know I want to make another vlog next week. Maybe she's staying at a crazy expensive Airbnb, or just a super remote Airbnb, or something crazy that is not normal about maybe her stay or something she's going to do. Hint towards that. Let them know, like, Okay, y'all, like, yeah, we checking out, but let me tell you something. Y'all need to make sure you're coming back on Thursday because I'm giving y'all this, or I'm showing you guys X, and it's going to be insane. Or you can say something like, you'll never believe where this Airbnb is, or I've never seen a more beautiful Airbnb in my life. Make it dramatic. Dramatize it up a little bit. Like, give something. Like, you can't just be like, okay guys, subscribe to my channel and I'm gonna post another vlog in Thailand. Okay, cool. So is 30,000 other girlies that are going to Thailand next month. So why should I come back to yours? And if you're like, I don't know how to do hooks, I don't want to do hooks, I don't think they're necessary, they don't have that much value. Girl, I literally had a client, she never used hooks ever in her life. And she would always make get ready with me content, right? Hey guys, welcome back to, I'm not gonna use her name. Her name started with a D, so D's whatever, right? The first day that she used a hook on her videos, that was the highest viewed video she had ever had. The content didn't change. The style of the get ready with me didn't change. Mind you, her videos were very good, guys. I mean, super good. Like, I was entertained. But the beginning just dragged, and nobody can stick around nowadays with instant gratification and seeing amazing TikToks in 3 seconds. No one wants to stick around for 30 seconds to see if you can give them something, because in most people's mind, dang, I could be watching X and X in this time that I'm wasting or doing something else, right? So the day that she changed and actually made a hook, guys, highest performing video, longest retention she had seen. So please use them. So the biggest piece of advice I'm just trying to give you guys in this video is, it's not about how many people click on the video. It's not about, you know, why isn't YouTube pushing my videos? It is about how can you keep people watching? How can you innovate? How can you be better, right? All of these things will help your watch hours. If this video gave you a little light bulb moment, make sure you drop the secret emoji here and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you guys in another video. Bye guys.